What's up, everybody? Back with another video today. I was talking to some friends earlier, and I realized a lot of people ask me questions on how I ship stuff through eBay. Um, I have a pretty established store on eBay. I made top-rated seller in less than 2 months on that platform, and I did it by selling a lot of singles. So basically, I wanted to sell a lot of my old cards that I had to start buying some new ones, and that's kind of how my whole store started and how it all began. So I just decided to start selling singles one day. So I've sold over, I mean, I'm going to say at least 350 to 400 singles on eBay in less than 3 months. My store actually just started selling stuff just a little over 3 months ago. So I've been very successful with sending singles through eBay, and I'm lucky that I actually started when eBay decided to make a deal with USPS and actually give you guys give everybody who's selling a single under $20 on eBay. It comes with tracking for 51 cents, and it also comes with insurance up to $20. So I don't recommend sending any cards that are uh, worth more than $20 to you as the seller, not the buyer. So if you have a card that you think is worth more than $20, I do not recommend sending singles in this way at all. I would use a top loader, and I would use um, a top loader and a poly mailer, like a bubble mailer, and that would probably be the way to send anything that's worth $20 or more. So in a second here, I'm going to show you everything you need to ship a single under $20 on eBay, and I'll kind of just go through it. I'm not going to show you the actual eBay platform. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with listing your cards as eBay standard, plain white envelope cards under $20. There is an option. So when you do make a listing for a single, if it is under $20, make sure that you do select that delivery option, and that'll be your cheapest option to get a card under $20 to somebody anywhere in the country. I know it gets kind of expensive when you start using poly mailers and you start using, top loaders, because top loaders aren't cheap, obviously, unless you can find some at Walmart, and they have the 35 packs for like $6 or something, and that's about as cheap as it gets, unless you find like a wholesaler or something on eBay, or if you find a local shop that might have a really good deal on some top loaders and penny sleeves, you might be able to get it to them. So just in a couple minutes, I'm going to get some stuff ready, and I am going to show you guys how to ship a single through eBay in the safest possible way and the cheapest way. That's going to help you save some money over time, because if you are somebody who ships out mass amount of singles like I do, this is the cheapest option that you're gonna come across. So I'm just gonna get a couple things ready, and I'll be back in about 1 minute. I just got to get some things ready. I also want to make sure my sound is working on here too, because sometimes YouTube likes to mute my sound. So I'm gonna figure that out real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. So what you guys are gonna need to ship your single today, I'm going to show you how to use a plain white envelope to ship a card single. I'm actually going to use something that's a little bit of a thicker card, like a Prism quality card, and we'll just say that we're shipping this Cristiano Ronaldo mosaic soccer card. All right, let's just say that somebody purchases off me, and I'm going to get ready to ship it out. So what you're going to need to begin with to actually put this, get this card shipped safely, obviously you're going to need your plain white envelope. I would recommend using something small. People use the longer kind of envelopes. Those are fine too. You can use those, but I recommend these. These are actually 6 3/4 envelopes, so they're about 6 inches by 3 inches, 3.63, and then 6.5. You can get these at Walmart for like dirt cheap. You can get a box of 100 for like $1, and it's also this peel and stick, so it's a lot easier to seal. And you can use tape. I do recommend having just a little bit of Scotch tape with your plain white envelope. And then obviously you're going to need your label. So I have a thermal label maker. So I've actually invested in one, because when I first started selling singles, I was using just regular printer ink with the paper, and then I had a guillotine that would cut the label into this size. So if you actually invest in a thermal printer, I highly recommend it. It'll save you a lot of time, it'll save you a lot of tape, and it'll save you a ton of money. You can get the rolls from Uline off their website, and they're dirt cheap. I think you can get 5,000 of them for like $30 or something like that. So I mean, it's going to save you a ton of ink, it's going to save you a ton of money, and it's definitely going to save you a ton of tape. So I highly recommend that you get one of these. But if you don't have a thermal label printer and you kind of just send out singles every once in a while and you're not really huge into it, that's fine. You can use paper and use some tape, because it's not really going to harm you in the future if you're not sending out a lot of cards. And then I also recommend that you invest in some of these. So these are Ultra Pro semi-rigid top loaders, and they're the 2.5 by 3/4. So they're somewhat similar to the size of the top loaders. Maybe the top loaders might be a little bit bigger, but they're very similar size. This is a regular size top loader. I don't recommend sending these in a PWE, just because if you're trying to use 51 cents, it can make the envelope a little bit thicker. So when it does go through the processing machine at the post office, where they separate all the plain white envelopes that are being shipped out, this just gives it a better chance of getting caught and smashed, you know? So these semi-rigid top loaders are great because they're a lot cheaper. If you buy them in bulk, you can get them for, I think, like a nickel or something like that, maybe 6 cents. So I highly recommend these. It'll keep the card very safe. And it'll also give the envelope a little bit of structure when it's inside. So it'll make it a little more solid, and it won't have so many flimsy corners and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend you get one of these. And then also you're going to need your penny sleeve, right? Because the card is always going to go inside of a penny sleeve, no matter how you ship it, whether it's a $100 card or a $50 card. It's definitely gonna be useful that you have a penny sleeve. So, and on top of that, what else would you need here? Let me get situated here. So you got your tape, you got your envelope, you got your label. Like I said, if you have a regular printer, you can always cut out your label to be about this size, and you can use tape to put it on there. If you do that and you use a printer and you cut up your label and then you put it on your go to tape it on the front of your envelope, I would recommend using packing tape like this. I wouldn't use Scotch tape, just because the packing tape is definitely a lot more solid than the Scotch tape. So it's going to get, like I said, it's going to give that envelope a lot better structure around the corners. So I highly recommend using some packing tape if you're going to cut your label from from a plain white piece of paper just coming out of your something like this. You know, if you're just using a plain white piece of paper to print your label, right? But I also do recommend that you use have a piece of paper when you send this as well. So the first thing you're going to do, right, is you're going to put your card inside of your penny sleeve, right? So we got our Cristiano Ronaldo card, this Mosaic Soccer, and we're going to slide it into this semi-rigid top loader. Gonna make sure it's nice and secure in there. It might go down a little bit. You can kind of tap it, but just make sure that the penny sleeve is all the way in there. And then on top of that, you're gonna take a piece of blue masking tape. So this is like going to be your best friend when you're selling singles. I mean, even when you're using top loaders, you should always have a piece of tape that goes over the top and seals it so the card doesn't slide out while it's in transit. And you also want to do the same thing with this Ultra Pro, right? So we'll just cover that up, make sure it's nice and sealed, right? And then with your piece of paper, you want to print out your packing slip. So we'll just pretend that this is the packing slip that has been printed out from the order. What I like to do is just fold it in half. All right. So we got the piece of paper folded in half here. We got our card. Like to turn it vertical, lay the card down. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me put this down a little bit. But we got our folded piece of paper. We got our card. I like to take it and put it right in the middle. Fold it down like that. And then bring the top over. Now, I've invested in, like I said, I've actually sent out, over 300 plus singles, probably almost 400 singles on eBay in less than 3 months. And I used to write on the packing slip. I used to write like a thank you letter or something like that. But what I did is I actually went onto Amazon and I invested in one of these. So it's a stamp and it actually has my business name on there. It says it's an eBay store and how we appreciate their business. So if you just stamp that, put it on there, take your plain white envelope, put it inside, right? So now you got your card secure in there. You got it inside of a penny sleeve. You got it inside of a semi-rigid top loader. And you got it wrapped in the packing slip. And you also have your business name, thank you, on that. So we're going to close this up. Now, I like to do this. I like to take a piece of Scotch tape and I like to just seal the flap of the envelope. You don't have to seal the sides over here or anything, just this part right in the middle. And then on top of that, I take my stamp, I put one of those, and then I also have a do not bend stamp that you should also invest in. The reason that I do it on the back here is because if you have a thermal label printer like I do, so let's just pretend that this is, it has your stamp in the corner printed out, everything. This is thermal paper, so it's waterproof. So you can't put any stamps or ink or write anything on the front of this because it'll just smear right off. So I always put it in the back, and usually they will see it and they'll kind of know that, this is, something in here that's not supposed to be bent, but it is solid. Like I said, when you wrap it in the packing slip and you have it in the semi-rigid top loader as well, this is a pretty solid package. It's not really going to go anywhere. So when you got your label, kind of take my label like this, and I just lay it right on the top of that, and then I turn it over, and then I still have a little bit of slack here, so I just kind of pull it up over the top, and this is it. So this is about as solid as it gets when you're sending, and this is for 51 cents. Now, if you have something that's a little thicker and you are kind of scared about the card and you don't want it to get caught up in the machine, some people like to put 2 pieces of cardboard in between it, and I'm not opposed to that. Personally, I think it's just a waste of weight and you're just going to have to pay more. But with eBay, you can send a card like this for 51 cents and it'll get to them about as safe as possible. There have been some times that, maybe, 2 or 3 times people have told me that, the card arrived to them bent or something like that. But luckily this comes with $20 insurance. So as long as you go through the right protocols with USPS and eBay, you can get your money back for a card that was bent in transit. You just have to, obviously talk to your postmaster at your local post office and make sure that you have the correct paperwork and stuff to show them. And you can always get your money back. But if you are concerned about your card getting caught like through the machine, there is a way to send these non-machinable. So a lot of people don't really understand how it works on eBay with postage, because I don't think eBay really has a platform to add a stamp that is non-machinable. So you can do two things. You can either go purchase non-machinable stamps and you can add them to your eBay postage that you print out for 51 cents. And that will, and once you attach a non-machinable stamp to it, it's an extra 20 cents, I believe. So if you pay 51 cents through eBay and then you add a Uncle Sam stamp, I think it's called. I think I actually have one. I want to check real quick, because I believe I have a. Okay, so yes, I do have some. They actually look like this. So this is an extra 20 cents, and this is actually considered an additional ounce, right? So that additional ounce will actually get you non-machinable if you have a plain white envelope that's less than 1 ounce. So what you can do on eBay is you can actually pay for 2 ounces. As long as your package is under 1 ounce, it'll be considered non-machinable. So, and then you can do that also with paying for a 2-ounce package, right? Your plain white envelopes can't exceed 1/4 of an inch, and 1/4 of an inch is pretty big. You know what I mean? So you'd have to send a lot of stuff inside of one of these things for it to exceed 1/4 inch, and also exceed 3 ounces, right? So if you need to send something 3 ounces and you're purchasing the postage through eBay, you can pay for 3 ounces, but then you're also going to have to attach one of these additional ounce Uncle Sam stamps from the local post office, also with your postage, to make it non-machinable, right? So that's what I recommend doing with your plain white envelopes and selling your singles. But if you just do this method for 51 cents, 99.9% of the time, your cards are going to get there in really good shape, and your customers are going to be really happy with you. If you guys go look over at my feedback, a lot of my feedback has come from people, that I sent just single cards to. So people are really happy when they receive their cards like this. It's a pretty solid method to use when you're sending singles, and it's very, very cheap. Like I said, you can get these envelopes for dirt cheap at Walmart. You can get a pack of 100 of them for just over $1. You can get the semi-rigid top loaders that I put the card in for a nickel or 6 cents, 7 cents if you buy them in bulk. And it's about as cheap as it gets. Top loaders are hard to find, so I recommend saving these and don't send out your singles that you're sending people inside of those. And I hope you guys use this method, and I hope it brings you guys some success. I have told a couple people about it, and they've been really, really happy, and they've been using this method over and over again. So if you think that you have to use, cardboard to, cover cards when you send them in a plain white envelope and all that, it's not really necessary. Just use this method to save you some money, and your customers will be absolutely happy with it. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys do have any questions, and you have an eBay account, message me on Corns Cards and Collectibles. I love to give advice to people who are, looking to expand their eBay stores, especially in the trading card business, because that's what my store is actually geared towards. So I've dealt with a lot of stuff, dealt with a lot of customers on there. I've dealt with eBay. I know the platform pretty well. And this method for plain white envelopes has done me really, really well. So I hope that it helps you guys get to where you want to be as a seller on eBay. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, please message me on eBay and ask me whatever question. I'll be sure to answer all your messages. I answer pretty as quick as possible. I have it connected to my phone, so I never miss a notification, guys. But I hope this video helps. I had a couple people that asked me to make this video, so I hope that they were able to check it out, and I hope they were able to use these methods and help them get top rated seller on eBay. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you, like I said again, if you have any questions, please message me, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Take care, guys.